Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for everyone who is going to participate either right now as I am live on my Instagram page or either afterwards. You guys are going to be able to catch this live. My deepest apologies for people who stopped by around 7:30 because that was the initial time that I had set to be here on live. Unfortunately, I pushed back the time because I felt like it was going to be a little bit more intimate. The closer to the evening, to the night. Actually, I really wanted to come on later than 9:30 p.m., but I didn't want to make people wait longer than they are actually waiting. So I don't believe that I need to bore you enough with my introduction. I'm sorry, it is really hot. I am presently in Haiti. It is very, very hot for us. Actually, it's drizzling. It's been raining. So the rain is nice. It gives us a little bit more breeze, for the evening time. Last night it was pouring. I love the rain because that allows me to bathe outside. I love to bathe outside in the rainwater. If you've never done so, if you've never bathed in the rainwater, you should probably try it once in your life. It will be the best shower that you would ever take. Trust me on that. So I already introduced myself to some of you. I have a video here and why the lives, what am I doing, and what is the purpose of this page. As you know, if you do not know, actually, I will say that I have been working on behalf of my country since 2009. I came back to Haiti on a whims, and I grew up in Haiti. Actually, I was born in the US, but I grew up here in Haiti. My parents are Haitian. I consider myself more than Haitian. And I traveled to the United States around 2000 and I lived there, and I came back to Haiti in 2009, and my heart told me to stay in Haiti. I just did not feel like I really wanted to go back to the United States. I just felt called. I just really can't explain the sensation, the feeling that I had in words really to you. And when I came back to Haiti, I was met with a lot of adversities. My parents couldn't understand my decision to come back home. They really were not in agreement because I came back to Haiti when Haiti was actually going to be in a state of chaos because the earthquake of 2010 hit Haiti while I was here on the ground. Even with the earthquake hitting Haiti, I had refused to go back to the US. I just felt that I really wanted to be here. And so I came back. 2010 was a very an interesting year for me. I came back, and for that year I made the best of it. I managed to stay here. I managed to work in my country. It was very, very challenging for me, the job market. There were so many things that were not said. I had no guidance. I had no coach. My parents were not in agreement with my decision. Therefore, they did their best to make it a little bit tougher than it could have been. And that led me to, instead of back down and call it quits, that actually led me to muster the courage to go for myself. And this is when I, managed to volunteer a lot. And I realized that there was not necessarily not a job market here. It's just that the way that things were done here in Haiti, people were not putting out the jobs. It was always a hush hush type of thing. It was always like who you knew. And it was just very difficult. And when I actually found work through people that I know, through really marketing myself, I just found that when I actually founded these jobs, it was a little bit more difficult for me to work there because of the politics. And I ended up founding my own organization that I've been working with for the last 12 years. And in the midst of really trying to find my footing here in Haiti, many things took place in Haiti. The earthquake of 2009 took place. And then, soon after that, it was President Winnie Cleval who was here, and then right after him, it was President Martin Lee who came into power. I was here in Haiti during the last term of President Cleval, and when Martin Lee came, I was here as well. I was living here, and that led me to really kind of like open a YouTube channel. The reason that I really felt like I had a lot to say because I had no guidance, I had no coaching. I just found that even when I lived here in Haiti, right? And I had my family in Haiti. So I will say that more than Haitians. Grew up here, went to school here, my families are here. And even being here, I just found it that it was so challenging for me to establish myself back in Haiti. And there were so many opportunities that I was seeing here that the Haitian youth could have access to. And that led me to go on YouTube. I just felt like I had a lot to share. So I believe it was 2014, the summer of 2014, when I started to put out my videos on YouTube. And that grew immensely. Some of my videos, went from, the channel is a pretty serious channel. I tried to lighten it up with some vloggings to get a feel, to have people have a feel of who I was in my life here in Haiti. However, I always felt like I had too much to share, like too much that was never said, like in terms of the job market here in Haiti, in terms of really the opportunities that I saw here in Haiti, and that led me to, over the years, dive a lot into politics. All right. So here we are now, 2022, and finding me here on Instagram and finding me with a consulting firm. When and what happened? Well, Instagram happened this year because in the beginning year I decided that I was going to work through the youth agency, but because of how the world was, I was working a lot more online, and I decided to work from Instagram because Instagram as a platform is very different from YouTube, and it allowed me to connect. I find a little bit more with people. With YouTube, I have to film my videos, I have to edit my videos, and I have to share, but the platform is changing a lot more in terms of like how people are able to really see the work or the information that you're putting out. And I just really felt like this platform was going to help me and was going to be more beneficial to reach more people in terms of like the information that I really wanted to put out. Now, my consulting firm, I actually started to consult in 2016, to be really exact. I've always said to my YouTube followers that I could have done YouTube for a year and call it a quit, even with a very, very low number of subscribers. The reason behind it is that I was the only person who was diffusing these type of news on YouTube, and I really believe that people soaked in that information that I was given. I really believe that people soaked in the information that I was given. I really believe that the information at the time, I didn't even know, because as I mentioned to you, I just really felt like I had a lot to share. But unbeknownst to me, in the back end, there were a lot of people, a lot of like young people and older people as well, who were probably seeking the information that I was putting out. So by the first year when I launched my YouTube channel, I was receiving a lot of questions. And I was not only receiving questions from the Haitian people who were living abroad, I was also receiving a lot of questions from people from Latin America. I was receiving questions from people from Brazil. I was receiving a lot of questions, and I was answering these questions. I was really young. I didn't know the importance really of the work that I was doing. And in 2016, I went back to the United States. In the summer of 2015, actually, I went back to the United States, and I was branching off. I was really trying my hard to network as much as possible. And it was then that I was met with people who told me that consulting would be a great thing for me to do. And this is how I started to consult. But unbeknownst to me, I was always consulting because people were always asking me a lot of questions pertaining to Haiti. However, I took my consultancy a little bit more serious in 2020. I came back to Haiti in December 2018, to be exact. And I came back to Haiti because I knew that the world had shifted, and I knew that Haiti was going to shift with the world. And I also knew that people like myself, our presence would be extremely needed here in Haiti to receive future investors, and to also receive, people who might need trustworthy people. So I came back to actually have never lived, believe it or not. I have been in Haiti for 4 years. I cannot believe that 4 years has already flew by. That definitely was very unexpected for me. I knew that I was going to come back to stay, but I wasn't so sure if I was going to be on the ground as long as I was, and yes, I have. So in 2020, I decided to put my services out because, people would always write to me and ask me questions. And this is when I would tell them that I actually had a service. So in 2020, I put the service out. It did well. And then now I actually decided to brand my service to make sure that it had its own page, its own, we have our own email where you can reach out to us. We have like our own services. We have our lawyers. We have everyone. So I really decided to take my consultancy into a step notch. The reason behind it is because I know that in a few months, it's just going to be more than needed for the country of Haiti. So what is this page and what can you expect? As I mentioned to the people on YouTube, I've decided to come here on Instagram because I felt like it was a lot more easier for me to diffuse my information. The way that I diffuse my information is I usually write my topic discussions and I come online and I talk about it. The type of videos that I put out is usually futuristic videos. They are not necessarily videos that are going to be in the moment. If you're not familiar with some of my videos, I am highly recommended that you check my YouTube channel over at Daisy Love 83, where you are definitely going to have a lot more information pertaining to the work that I've been doing in the past 7-8 years here in Haiti. So my videos are pretty much, as I mentioned to you, futuristic videos. They are not necessarily from any notes. They are videos that I usually think about, topic discussions that people would want to hear about, and they are really informative. I just really go into my intuition. I always like to observe. I always like to analyze. I am very big on my critical thinking skills, and because I am very big on my critical thinking skills, that allows me to see things from different perspectives, right? So when I'm able to see things from different perspective, I bring it out to the public, and usually it doesn't resonate in the present moment, but if you give it some time, you're going to see that everything is going to fall into places. So for this channel here, for this page on Instagram, during the summertime, I had already actually worked on a couple of topic discussions just to accompany people, because I don't know if I want to say that it's positive or if it's negative, but I have seen that I am definitely someone who is able to map out the future. So I don't want to come here and tell people that Haiti, like the many people who have done so, and if the world is going to look back into this video, they are probably going to say things like Haiti is going into chaos, and why would you actually invite anyone at this present moment. Hi, Sophie. Thank you so much. Nice to see you as well. So people would say, well, would you, invite anyone to come here in Haiti? I would say, well, because there is always a back end. That's what I would say to anyone who would ask me this. I would say that is because whatever is going on in the current moment, it's never going to be what's going to continue to come on in the next few years. So these videos are going to be very futuristic videos. I will always do my best to come here every Wednesday, probably 9:30, and I will discuss with everyone a topic discussion. So for tonight, what are we going to discuss? For tonight, we are going to discuss the shakedown. It is going to be a little bit of analysis of Haiti between 2021, and we're going to go further down all the way to 2025. Now, do not forget, go into my YouTube channel. You are going to, especially the playlist of 2019, some of these videos or the insight was just clear as water. So I am inviting you to check back into that channel. Now, let's talk about presently, and let's talk about 2022. As the majority of you are going to know, I am live tonight. We are July 6, 2021. That makes it almost a year since, unfortunately, the assassination of the president of Haiti last year, July 7th, 2021. So that makes it 1 year since the president of Haiti was assassinated, and what has been going on into this country since then. I am very, very sad to say that since then, Haiti has been going into madness. Personally, I feel like it's because I was able to disconnect from that reality. That's the only reason that I'm here, because I was able to mentally disconnect from the reality of Haiti. Haiti is definitely, and it's probably its worst state that I have ever seen, because if we really think about it, it's been a year that this country has not been governed properly. Absolutely not. You don't have a government into places, and we have gangs that are surrounding us here in the city. I mean, the level of insecurity, problems, just challenges that we are facing daily. I have to say that I have never seen something like this. However, was that predictable? Absolutely. Even if we go back as far as 2015, this is when President Martelly was here in power. You could see, because in order to have the result that you have now, there needs to be some type of a preparation. What we have presently, this is the result of everything that happened. And last year, with the assassination of the president, it just toppled off everything. It just toppled off everything. So the shakedown, Haiti 2021, Haiti 2025, it is a little bit of an analysis that I really want to put out, because my purpose is to shed light into some real information that is currently going on in Haiti. These are not information that I'm gaining from anyone. These are inspiration. These are information that are inspirational to me. I will never come here and necessarily tell you about, the chaos that is presently going. I feel like if you really want to have access to these type of information, there are way too many people that are doing that. my purpose here is to counsel people and to put out credential information for people who are really interested into Haiti, for people who really feel like, okay, what's really going on in Haiti? I would really love to have a little bit of an insight into that. And it is also to shed light into futuristic events, as I said before. So let's talk about 2021 and 2025. What do we have, ladies and gentlemen, right now in this country? Right now, we have a total chaos here in this country. We have death that is prevalent. This is really not for me. I have never said this, but I would always be very cautious in this present moment. To anyone who would feel like they want to come here in Haiti, I would always ask you to exercise great judgment. The reason behind it is that this is really a very slippery slope, if I may say so. So Haiti is not a country at the present moment where people should just decide to come in a whims. People could just decide that they just want to come, unless you have business dealings, but business dealings that were here prior to the madness. So let's say that you were in business. I'll go as far as saying 2018. Even then, I just feel like this is really not the time for anyone to just come like this, right? So we have a lot of underdealing, right? Underhandling of businesses. We have a vacuum that is presently happening in Haiti. We have a lot of murders, sadly, that was happening. I spoke about the vacuums before. I anticipated that Haiti was going through a vacuum meaning people just leaving the country, meaning that the vacuum actually started to happen really in 2019, because when I came to Haiti in December 2018, by February 2019, the entire year of 2019 was plagued. Haiti was really plagued. The president of Haiti was very much unable to handle the challenges that were going on. The country was going through a major lockdown. We were unable to go from point A to point Z. 2019 was just a very tough year for everyone here in Haiti, and the vacuum started to happen right in there. Fast forward to 2022, Haiti entered major insecurity. When it wasn't the insecurity, meaning the kidnapping, it felt like it was really just organized the way that these things was going on here in Haiti. And then right after that, what you had unfortunately the pandemic that hit the world. And when that hit the world, of course, the insecurity died down a little bit here in Haiti. And ungratefully, we were one of the countries that were really not, how can I say, like, the pandemic didn't really hit Haiti as hard as it hit even our neighbors, which is the Dominican Republic, right? So, we managed to stay, but by the summer, I remember of 2020, it was the same ongoing thing with people not really trying to give this president and this government a break. And the president was unable to have even a government into place. It was a lot of madness going on with him. So fast forward to 2021, when we woke up and unfortunately we got the news of his assassination, which was really hard for the entire nation to endure, right? So now, since his death, this is a year later, we have a complete madness in Haiti. You don't have any government. So without a government into place, it's kind of like everyone is fending for themselves here in this country. The people that are here, let us not fool ourselves. They are really unable to do anything, right? So basically, at the present moment, people are just fending for themselves here in the country. That's really what's going on in 2022. And of course, behind the scene, you have a lot of people, political people, everything that's going on here in this country is very political. At the end of the day, it's extremely political. Um, so, what else did I say? I said that nothing is concrete and nothing will be concrete. So between 2021 and all the way to 2025, I really feel like nothing will be concrete. Nothing is concrete because, Haiti does not have a government. I do not believe that. Listen, these guys, they're just not gonna be into place right now. So you have to wait if you are a newcomer, and if you want to open a business here in Haiti, my advice at this present moment would always be to do your back end research, right? It would be to be in preparation mode. But as far as like opening a business right now, I would say, why would you do something like that? We don't have any electricity. We don't have any running waters. We have gangs left and right. So the people that are really in business are people who had always been in business. So they are struggling to keep their clientele, but they have a little bit of a clientele, so they're trying to manage. But the reality is, right now at the present moment, this is really not the time for anyone to come and open a business in Haiti. To do what? However, it is most definitely the time for you to prepare yourself, because in the next 2 to 3 years you will be very surprised at the turnaround of Haiti. Correct? I said revelations in truth, contracts taken on many escape. I said revelation in truth because Haiti being in a state of such chaos, unfortunately you have so many people who are dabbling into a lot of illicit activities, and you have, you live by the sword, you're really going to have to die by the sword. That's just the way it is. So people that are actually here in Haiti and that were into a lot of illicit activities, there's no trust among them. So when I talk about contracts that are being taken on people, I talk about, I'm never, well, first and foremost, I don't really listen to the news. Okay, let me just be sure that I'm saying that. But I am not really too surprised. Let me just go ahead and say that when they say things like so and so passed away, then I kind of question what kind of activities was so and so into, because the lack of trust of everyone is making this contract go up. Meaning, like, if a president of a country could be murdered in his own home with his own securities, you can ask yourself for the next person. So these are really moments of revelations right now that we are going through here, not only in Haiti, definitely I feel like globally, but Haiti is being hit. So you definitely have the murders that are really rampant. So this is one of the reasons why I caution people a lot about, just coming to Haiti in a whims. I really caution people into that. I caution people into their network, their business partners, their associates, their friends, their relatives. It's such a slippery slope. You don't know what people are doing. You don't know what people are involved into. You don't know how people are living. These are very, very dangerous times in the world, but mainly here in Haiti. So to tell yourself that you would come here, I would really highly think twice about that. And then I said escape. Of course, the population of Haiti is not the only people that are leaving. So it's not only people who cannot survive. Even myself this morning, I said to myself, my goodness, if someone had told me that I would have stood the course and I would have stayed here in Haiti 4 years into it, and this year being most definitely, especially since last year, one of the worst, because we are all feeling the weight, the heaviness of the country. I would have said no, I would have probably been gone, but here I am, still holding on, still trying to push through for Haiti. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are the countries that are currently working against Haiti? Now, when I do these videos, I'm going to try my best not to be as passionate as I usually am. Being Haitian, we are super passionate. I will do my best to be very objective, and I will also do my best to bring information to you that are a little bit logical. They're not always going to be logical because I operate a lot more from my intention and my emotions, but I'll try. So I said that in my opinion, the United States of America is one of the top countries that is working against Haiti. We're going to analyze that down the road. I also said that the Dominican Republic is one of the countries, as well as Canada. These three countries, in my opinion, are the top three countries that are definitely working against Haiti. What is their objective? In my opinion, their objective is to rid Haiti of anyone or anything that could possibly support its growth. So I believe that these three countries, they are trying their best to make sure that Haiti is in such unbearable state of living that people just leave and escape, and Haiti become very, very deserted. I talked about Operation 7 years, which is 2019 2025. So this is what I came up with that this country are working on. They are working on like reading Haiti, reading as for like taking away Haiti of this population. How are they doing so? In my opinion, they are doing so by through disasters, these so-called natural disasters. I highly doubt that everything that we are undergoing here in Haiti is really natural. Arming the population. I'm not even going into where is these kids, because I'm gonna call them kids, because how are you 13-year-old and you have like one of the latest weapon? The police does not even have this type of weapons, right? So where are these kids getting? Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, probably those of you who are going to watch back, one of the things that I'm always going to counsel you is to just not take what I'm saying a lot more personal. When you are paying attention to some of my videos and my topics that I'm bringing to you, I would always advise for you to do your own research before you come in, and it's a lot more emotional than it needs to be, right? So I said providing guns, ammunition, working with dirty politicians, and also heavy contract killers. I would be here forever with you if I had to really dissect everything that I'm saying to you. Now, what is presently going on in Haiti? I said that the commerce is non-existent. I said the economy is non-existent. I said that there is absolutely no way to scale up anything here in this country. The population is crumbling. The dirty politicians are dirtier than ever. The gang's totally at loss, and the vacuum continues. That is what is going on in Haiti almost daily. You have people that want to leave this country by any means necessary. They want to go, and you can't fault them, because the reality is more than crude. What I am living here, I have never lived. It is almost 130 good for $1 American. The country is not producing anything. You have a lot of kids, and I say kids, I say children, because they are children. When you are between the ages of 7, which is the youngest, all the way to maybe 30, you're still young to young adult. So you have these children who are part of these gangs. They have different type of weapons, and they are holding the entire country hostage. You have to ask yourself, where exactly is this country going. This is why I say that the gangs are at loss, because these are children that are arming, these are children that are involved into these type of activities because they don't have anything else to do, because they don't know any better, because there is absolutely nothing here in this country that is put in place to support anyone, whether you have the money or not. Now, people who have a little bit of money, they are able to, but even then, this is a country that is completely at loss. This is a dead zone, and I wonder where exactly are these people, what exactly is their motives with Haiti, right? So I said that the United States of America continues to make money. The demands for the visa is skyrocket. Their fees double, and they always give the price higher than that of the Bank de l'Union Haitienne. I mentioned the United States because, hey, you know, it's one of the top embassies that we have here in Haiti, and I always question their work ethics here. You know, currently there is no envoy from the United States. I'm not so sure if my Haitian people who are living abroad, they know that they voted so much for the Biden administration, but the Biden administration is definitely rolling on the fact that Haiti does not have a government. They do not have any ambassador here in Haiti. So God forbid that an American citizen would have any sort of trouble here in Haiti. The United States of America does not have ambassador. I was going to say embassy. They do not have an ambassador here in Haiti, and the reason behind it is because to host, they have an envoy, right? So they have an envoy, which is someone who probably doesn't hold the title of an ambassador, but is there, I guess, to represent them here, right? And one of the major reasons that the United States of America does not have an ambassador is because Haiti doesn't have a government. So to host an ambassador, it requires you to swear that person. It requires that person who becomes the ambassador to that country to have a lot of legality formalities in place. But when Haiti does not have a government, and you know, the United States would have to host that ambassador here in the country, which they do host their envoy, but it costs them less money. So they've never had, since, you know, the assassination, because President Biden came into office, and you know, these guys, they don't have that. So I wonder, you know, because I see a lot of Haitian Americans being appointed into some very nice position. Now, granted, they are hosting these positions in the United States of America, but I wonder if they really know the dearth that the American government is being involved in here in Haiti, because the United States government is involved most definitely into the assassination of the president of Haiti. We're not going to say that they are not. Okay, they are very much heavily involved into the assassination of the president of Haiti that happened a year ago. Okay, so now I said Canada. Now the reason that you talk about Canada is because I always like to look at which country opens doors to people of Haiti and the reasons behind it. Now, Canada has been opening its door to receive Haitian professionals. They are asking doctors and nurses to apply into their countries, right? So this is one of the major reasons why I talked about, this is one of the major reasons why I talk about Canada, because I realize that Canada is also they are seeking Haitian professionals to come to their countries. They are definitely, giving a lot of advantages to these individuals. They are, it's just a lot going on. So in my opinion, I just always look at it sideways when countries are waiting for when other countries are waiting for a country that is going into the abyss, and instead of reinforcing the population, instead of reinforcing the government, instead of forming an envoy or something, instead of the United States really, we could take this. I'm trying not to really go deep with my first video, but I really could take this into a totally different route. I mean, really could go. I could go there with you guys. All right, so it's the first it's the first video. I'm trying to be as nice as possible, but these guys, there's something else with them. Now the Dominican Republic, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Last December, I put out an event that I really wanted to do for Haiti, which was navigating Haiti. It was a really interesting event, and I did a lot of research. And last December, Haiti was pretty much dead. And one thing that I started to pay attention to the fact that the majority of the people who were here, and not only the majority of the people who are here, but even people that are abroad, Haitian people that are abroad, I really realized that the Dominican Republic is pretty much offering a lot more than Haiti, right? So let's take someone like myself. If I were to come to the Dominican Republic, the advantages that I would have access to would be a lot more than the advantages that anybody would have. So that the Dominican Republic is definitely opening its door to the Haitian professionals. And of course, I cannot say that other countries have to stop their flow just because Haiti has definitely hit rock bottom. But the Dominican Republic is our neighbors, right? As a neighboring country, yes, I know that in the past we have had our differences. We are going to put that to the side. But to see how they are, it's kind of like everybody is benefiting at this present moment of what Haiti is going through, one way or another. One thing that you have to put in your mind is that Haiti is really, there's barely any youth anymore here in Haiti. If I go to the bracket between the ages of 18 all the way to 35, these guys are not wanting to be here because this country is going through the worst. And a country that is neighboring to us, such as I said the Dominican Republic, man, I'm pretty sure there's other islanders that are receiving an afflux of Haitian people by the day, like by the dozen daily. And it's because of what is taking place here, right? And so I said the Dominican Republic is welcoming everyone. The bulk of the Haitian youth are over there, and now they are offering major gains to the Haitian diaspora. Now, I have yet to travel to the Dominican Republic, but I know that when it comes to business dealings, they are offering a lot. I have definitely paid a lot of attention into their dealings with past government here in Haiti, and I know that many of them are into a lot of fraudulent activities with this past government here in Haiti. This is one of the reasons that I've not said that people, I'm not here to say that, but most definitely, they are working against Haiti and against the population of Haiti at this present moment. Now, I said that it is a total gang rape of Haiti that is presently what's going on. If you've never come to Haiti and you would decide to come to Haiti at the present moment, and you probably would go to, I guess, any place here, you would be greatly saddened. I try to limit my outings in this country. One of the reasons behind it is so hard. It's so hard for me to see the reality, the crude reality that we have to endure here in Haiti, right? It is a total rape of our country, a rape of us, of all of us, right? This really was going on here in Haiti. it happened prior to that. It happened with, what went down with the past president and the fact that he was definitely unable to govern the country. And it more than likely is happening now, as I mentioned to you before, to rid Haiti of people like myself, people, or not even people like myself, but everybody who would want to look into it. You would say that, well, it's complete madness. What are you talking about? It's complete madness. How and what's going on in this country? How does one even be here? What are you saying? So I said that a country with no leader, no government, no people is an open territory. That is currently what's going on. It's sort of like if you had a home and you decided to leave your home and you left your home empty, but your home was filled with everything inside of it. So by then they're just, people are just counseling your children to get out of the home, and then so they can come and rob everything that you had. So you currently have what's going on is the underworld of Haiti. By underworld, I mean that you really have total darkness, madness going on here right now. That's because it's like, you don't have a government. Not having a government is the foundation of any country. When you don't have a government, your country is open to any and everything, right? So you have human trafficking. This is going to be a topic of its own that we're going to debate. Haiti is presently, it had been going on, but I started to really think about it and work on it maybe 2 years ago when it comes to human trafficking here in Haiti. It's more than prevalent. The level of people that are being kidnapped and their organs are being taken away from them and are being sold out is just unbelievable. So human trafficking is heavy here in Haiti. I talk about the drug transport, which we always knew, but now I do feel like if I had to talk about illicit activities that are currently happening here in Haiti and that are dominating the market, I would go as far as saying that would be the ammunition. So the guns, the different type of guns, people are very much involved into that. And I feel like for people who know otherwise, the human trafficking and the organs were major money making here in Haiti. I also talk about major organs trafficking, which, unfortunately, if we had to dive into it, we would be here forever. But, it's not really a taboo subject if you know about, the behind the scene of organs, the list, people that are waiting. So when you have a country like Haiti, with people that are constantly having children, not being able to care for their children being placed into this quote unquote orphanage, but really the behind the scenes is, Haiti does not have any regulation to follow up with this adoption center to know where these kids are going. These kids are disappearing. We don't have any trace of them, and organs are being trafficked with our children here in Haiti. And I said that you have a total loss of control from everyone. Exactly, you have a total, and I'm not really being exaggerated, I would say, when I say this. It's a little bit grim for my first topic, but it's the sad reality of what people are presently going through, which is the shakedown of Haiti. Now we are 2022. I do believe that this state of Haiti is going to continue to happen. I believe that it will continue through 2023. I believe that we have definitely entered major dealings. Death is prevailing for many people. If you're going to make some move in Haiti, you really need to know how you're going to do this. Please take my advice. You really need to know how you're going to do this. I would not advise anyone, even myself, when it for the, like, let's say that if I did not come back to Haiti in 2018, I don't believe that I would have come back. It's just too much of a slippery slope. And if you're not if you don't know how the country is actually moving, if you don't know the feel of that country, I don't believe that now is a time for anyone who doesn't have the notion to tell themselves that they are going to come, because Haiti has entered major shakedown, and my prediction is that it's going to continue to happen entering 2023, and we are probably going to see a lot going on until 2024, 2025, but most definitely by 2025 we're going to see a lot in the back end. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it for the first video that I have for you. As we move forward, I am going to come and tell you about what is actually going on behind the scenes from the shakedown. So for today, I open up with you and I spoke a little bit about, what's presently happening here in Haiti. I spoke about the shakedown that Haiti is actually having right now. I let you know that, it's really major time for us here in Haiti. Yes, the security is a rampart. Yes, it is slippery slope, but there's always the back end. There's always a little bit of a background. There's always something that you don't know in the background. So for our next topic discussions, I am going to actually discuss with you the global importance of Haiti. What is going on behind the scene? Who is behind Haiti, and why is really Haiti into such chaos and such madness? What's really taking place? So the next meeting is going to be for next Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. I am going to be here and we're going to discuss that. Now, for those of you who really feel like you really are interested into the market of Haiti, more than likely it is a time for you to prepare yourself. Preparation is always key, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to do something, you need to have the proper preparation. So therefore, do not forget to submit an email, dlconsulting83@gmail.com. We have 3 services that we are offering people. So people that are already ready and that have everything in place and they feel like they really want to be in Haiti, we have a service that we cover, which is called Doing Business in Haiti. We also have a service relating to lands, people, property. A lot of times what I found with clients is that they'll start it off with saying that they want to have a business, but then it's kind of like they actually want property as well. So we cover that. We also cover how you can successfully run anything here in Haiti, whether it is a project that you have or whether it is a business that you actually really want to do. We cover that. And now we have additional services where you can actually request an hourly service, 6 questions maximum, and we are covering that for you at your own discretions. But these questions are short answers, or they are not in-depth questions that we answer. All right, so if you want more details into these services, send your email at dlconsulting83@gmail.com. That is dlconsultingservice@gmail.com. DL Consulting 83. I'm so sorry. DL Consulting 83@gmail.com. That is our email for your services. So I hope that you guys are really going to take in this information, and I will see you next Wednesday 9:30, where we are going to analyze a little bit the background of the shakedown of Haiti. Have a beautiful evening. Have a beautiful rest of the week.